Yeah, hello. My name is Dr. Uwe Balthasar and I'm the admissions tutor for Earth Sciences at the University of Plymouth. Earth Sciences deal with the planet Earth in all its different aspects. It includes the continents, the oceans, and of course, life and the evolution of all of these elements through time. That's of course the vast field and not a single program of study will be doing its justice by itself. And therefore, we have designed a little portfolio of programs that focus and look at different aspects of the earth sciences. So what do we have to offer here at Plymouth? We have various three-year programs on offer at the moment. There is a BSc in Geology, a BSc Geology with Ocean Science, a BSc in Physical Geography and Geology. And currently in planning, planned for a 21 start, is a BSc in Environmental Geoscience. So this is still in the approval process. In addition, we have a 4-year integrated master's, that's the MGEOL, and a 1-year foundation program at the very start. I will in the following presentation talk in more detail about all of these. So let's start off with the overall degree program structure. At the heart of it, we have the 3-year BSc degrees, Geology, Physical Geography and Geology, and Geology with Ocean Science. Sitting in front of it as an access point to higher education, we have the foundation year, and any student in any of our programs at the end of the 3rd year, pending the right grades, will be allowed to progress into the MGEOL if they want so. Students could also start an MGEOL right from year 1. And I mentioned the BSc Environmental Geoscience that's in planning. It would sit within the structure as well, meaning students could also enter that via the foundation pathway, and they could also, once it's finished, progress onto the MGEOL 4th year. So let me mention a few things about entry requirements. The foundation year, or year 0, is specifically designed to allow students with perhaps not sufficient UCAS points, or students who would like to study a science project, a science program without a science background, or perhaps someone coming into higher education after a longer break, to allow students with that sort of different history to enter higher education and study earth sciences. So this is a screen grab from our webpage for Geology with Foundation Year. And you can go there by yourself. But let me just quickly summarize a few points. So who is the foundation pathway for? I indicated it previously. If you want to study earth sciences but do not have the UCAS points, this is the pathway for you. If you want to enter earth sciences but you come from a non-science background, this is the pathway for you. Or perhaps you have already some higher education experience but had a longer break, several years, are a mature student and want to go back into it. This is the pathway for you. And what does it offer? Why should you do it in the first place? Well, we can guarantee that if you complete successfully this first year of foundation, we will allow you onto the year 1 of any of our earth science degree programs. You will also be offered a foundation in the earth sciences, but also in chemistry, biology, and mathematics. And it's taught by university teachers, university lecturers. This is not outsourced to other teachers. These are the same people who will teach later on in the 3-year programs. And all the benefits and support structures that all other students will benefit from, you will also benefit from. So you will be a fully fledged student at the university in this program. So for years 1 to 3, for our 3 BSc pathways, we require 112 to 120 UCAS points. That's the equivalent of a B and a B and a C at A level, and at least 2 science A level subjects. If you want to enter straight into MJOL, we would require 120 to 128 UCAS points. That's the equivalent of 3 Bs or an A and a B and a B. And again, 2 science A levels. So let me talk a little bit about the types of teaching that we have in our earth science programs. So field trips are a very essential element of all of our earth science programs, and essentially they are a bit of the essence of earth sciences, as this is where you really engage in the best classroom that you can find, and that's nature. Our field trips range from regional to international destinations, and they are a great experience for everyone. Practical classes are an absolute key element as well, and every single module that we teach has a core practical element to it. There isn't a single one that's entirely based on lectures. So all of our modules will have practical classes. And tutorials are also a key element. And particularly in the first year, you will meet your personal tutor once per week. And this is your go-to person if you have any questions related to orienting yourself in this new place, the university, trying to access certain support structures that you don't know yet about, or just having a good chat about progress, academically speaking. Your personal tutor will stay with you in your 2nd year and potentially in your 3rd year. In your 3rd year, it's your project supervisor who will take on that role. Could be the same member of staff that you had before. Then, of course, we have lectures. Lectures will be delivered only, and that's true also for the practical classes, they will be delivered by our academic teaching staff. And the lectures will also be recorded, so you can always go back to them when you're revising. What types of assessment can you expect? Well, we do have exams, but exams make up only about 30% of our assessments, and no module that you will have to take as part of our degree programs will have only exams as assessments. When you have an exam, you will have definitely some other mode of assessment as well, and all of our modules have at least 2, sometimes 3 different types of assessment in it. Other assessments we call coursework, and they can vary from essays or reports to poster presentations, either individually or as a group. Field notebook entries, particularly during field work, we ask to see the field notebooks afterwards. Or it could be a practical test where you turn up for your practical and you have to identify certain hand specimens that will be given to you. How would a typical week in your first year look like? You would have something around 6 to 10 hours of lectures in a week, about 8 hours of practicals, and about 1 hour of tutorials per week. And of course, you will also go on field trips. In the first year, that's about 2 weeks that is spent in the field. The 2nd year will be a bit more, and in the 3rd year, it will also be more. So all of our degree programs share a common core of knowledge that's delivered through shared modules, and all of these this shared knowledge is based on earth materials, so that covers the different types of rocks, minerals that earth is really made up from. Paleontology, learn about the history of life on earth and with real fossil specimens in the labs. Earth history, learn about the history of continents, oceans and climate over millions of years. And learn how to read and interpret geological maps and collect data in the field and be able to plot them onto maps. It doesn't matter which degree program you will take. All of our earth science programs will cover these topics. Now, the different degree programs then add to this foundation. And let's start off with physical geography and geology. This is a great screen grab from our program page, from our program web page. And what's so distinct with physical geography and geology is that it focuses on landscapes. It focuses on the physical processes that shape them, the biological processes that shape them, and the human impact on landscapes. And of course, vice versa as well, the impact landscapes have on humans. And the history of landscapes from decades down to millions of years. In our Geology with Ocean Science program, we have a focus on oceans, on the physical and chemical processes of oceans, the oceans as a global system, coastal geomorphology and the links to ecosystems and human influence, and the biodiversity and marine ecosystems. So the different degree programs have the foundation in geology, and then they add a different focus either on oceans or on landscapes to this basis. Of course, if you're more interested into geology in itself, you can take our BSc Geology program, which delivers geology in greater depth. So the foundation in geology that everyone shares is deepened. It includes aspects about Earth as a complex of different systems that are interlinked. It covers the ability to reconstruct the Earth's structure in 3 dimensions at different scales that can range from a few tens of meters, if you're thinking of foundations of buildings, down to the structure of the crust and in the entire planet, down to the core. The processes behind volcanoes and earthquakes are also looked at in much greater depth in our BSc Geology program. And we talk about georesources, the pros and the contras of extracting them and finding them. Finally, the MGeol program is a bit unusual in that it is 4 years, where the first 3 years, so if you were to start in year 1, the first 3 years will be identical to the BSc Geology, but the 4th year will be fundamentally different. So the 4th year completely focuses on research skills. And as I mentioned before, students from any of the other earth science degree programs can transfer on the final year of the MGeol and get the MGeol degree. So what is it that allows the MGeol to be so flexible? Well, it's really a focus on research. It's not anymore a focus on content, but a focus on research skills. There will be modules on research communication, research design, and the outstanding bit will be your research project, which you can use our cutting edge research facilities, and many of the research projects carried out at this stage were later on published in international peer-reviewed journals. Any degree program has a lot of predetermined structure that is not negotiable, but at the same time every degree program has certain elements that is up to you to take opportunity of, and it's up to you to shape your own degree to your own interests. And now I'm going to talk about some of these opportunities. You could, for example, decide to spend your second year of your 3-year program or the second year of your 4-year MJOL in the US or Canada or European country where we have established exchange programs with. In our final 3rd year of our 3-year degrees, we have a range of different optional field trips. The photos here show some field trips of physical geography and geology, one Iceland, one Portugal that we've done over the last few years. There are different ones for geology, but here are a few examples of the final year mapping project destination of geology students. These are all areas that we frequently go to or that have been done over the last 5 years. Geology students have to do a mapping camp, so that's 24 days of independent work out and about. Physical geography and geology students can do an independent research project. This can include field work for up to 2 weeks, but it doesn't have to. And geology with ocean science students can choose between either a geological mapping camp or an independent research project, a standalone project. And there will be a whole range of different options, and depending on your interests, skills, and other features and facts, you can really pick what you like. Another, or possibly the ultimate option or the ultimate interest, will be what you do with your career afterwards. And at Plymouth, we have quite a lot to offer when it comes to earth science careers. For example, we have the largest careers fair, geo-careers fair in the southwest of England, running for almost 20 years now. And in the last careers fair, we had more than 45 professional bodies and industrial partners come and present their companies. And these close links to industry are really important to us. And one option that we offer is that you spend your 3rd year entirely embedded within the industry. You would work for 1 year, take a year out of university, and when you come back, you continue with your final year, your 3rd year at university, or you could move on to do an MJOL afterwards. And students who take up these opportunities are almost guaranteed a job afterwards. A few more words about teaching quality. We are very proud that we were awarded a TEF Silver. TEF stands for the Teaching Excellence Framework. It's a government recognition of quality and administrative quality and teaching quality of our teaching. This covers curriculum quality, staff expertise, student support and resources. And I want to highlight here as an example that all of our teaching is undertaken by academic members of staff. So it's all the key staff that are really research active that are teaching you on a daily basis. On our field trips, we usually have a very good staff to student ratio of about 1 to 10. And the National Student Survey recognizes student satisfaction. So depending on the programs, ranges between 82 to 100% student satisfaction. And all of our degree programs are accredited by the Geological Society of London. Essentially, that means the Geological Society of London vouches for the quality of our degree programs. And of course, programs of quality and programs of that breadth cannot be delivered by one or two people. We have a huge range of experts and quality in our teaching team. So here is a screenshot of all the staff that teach the geology program. So all of these members of staff you will come across when you take any of our earth science degrees. So we are teaching the geology foundation that's underpinning all of these programs, and of course the more in-depth geology side of things as well. So there are 18 academic members of staff here, all of us active researchers, all of us know the field very well, so meaning we are field geologists, so we can go out and about and understand what's going on. For the physical geography side of things, we have very good support from our geography colleagues who are in the same school, so that's a department within the university as us. We're sitting next door, and so we're working on a daily basis very closely together. So the geography element of the degree program will be entirely taught by specialists in the field. And the same is true for the ocean science side of things. So if you were to study geology with ocean science will be taught to you by real experts in marine science. So this is all I want to cover for now. So I hope you found that informative, and I hope we can stay in touch. So if you want to email me, by all means, feel free to do so. Here's my email address. My phone number is here as well. You can also email general admissions, who will be able to direct you in any sort of way or form that you want to. And I would encourage you to register for an open day. I also want to point out we have quite a good and active Twitter account. So if you want to stay up to date with what's going on with us, you can follow us on twitter.com/earthsciplymuni. Thank you for your time.